let us discuss about phases of growth. If you observe the root growth or at root tips, here the growth is having three phases: meristematic phase, elongation phase and maturation phase. Here at root tips, generally at the tip of the root system, here the meristematic or apical meristem is present. So it is the apical meristem. In the meristematic phase, the cells are having a prominent nucleus or conspicuous nucleus. Next, the cells are having a protoplasm, dense protoplasm, and nucleus is conspicuous. Next, the primary cell wall. If you see the meristematic tissue here, the meristematic cells are very small in size, compactly arranged, and young cells are the cells are primary cells having primary cell walls. So the structure is primary. So the cell wall is thin, a prominent nucleus, and a dense cytoplasm is present. So the cell walls are cellulosic and primary in nature, and they are thin. So these are the characteristic features of a meristematic tissue. So in the meristematic phase, so the cells are the meristematic cells, the dividing cells continuously dividing and producing the new cells. So here the division is compulsory for the growth of any tissue or organ or one organism. Here the cell division is compulsory. In multicellular organisms, here the growth is by here first division. The cell division, it is followed by here differentiation. Next, here the cells are meristematic cells. So these are having the this type of characteristic features. Here the dense protoplasm, conspicuous nucleus, and a primary cell wall and cellulosic. So these are the characteristic features of meristematic tissue. In the meristematic phase, the growth is taking place by cell division. So the cell division is the first phase. Next, elongation phase. In the elongation phase, the cells are also here elongating or enlarging. So it is also called as enlargement phase. The meristematic phase is, it is also called as the phase of cell division, and it is enlargement phase. In the enlargement, here the cells are, these meristematic cells are producing the new cells. So the newly produced cells are, for example, here it is one newly produced cell. Here it is mother cell, it is producing the two cells. One mother cell is producing or dividing and producing the two cells, two daughter cells. So these two daughter cells are smaller in size. So how the growth is taking place? Here the inside the daughter cells are young cells. Here the vacuolation. So the vacuolation means here in the cells the vacuoles are formed. Small vacuoles are formed. This nucleus and small vacuoles are also formed. And cell enlargement. Cell is elongating in size. Gradually here it is elongating or enlarging in size. It is also enlarging in size. So the vacuolation, it is followed by cell enlargement. The number of vacuoles are formed. Small vacuoles. Next, it is enlarging or elongating in size. Next, cell wall deposition. So in the primary cells or in the young cells, the cell wall is made up of cellulose or cellulosic cell wall is present. But here gradually, here the cell wall is in the cell wall some materials are deposited. If the cell walls are deposited, here it becomes thick. Cell wall deposition. So these are the steps in the elongation phase. So vacuoles are formed, and cell enlarging in the size. Cell wall materials are deposited in the existing cell wall. So here different cell wall materials are deposited in the cell wall. So these are the features of, these are the steps of elongation phase. Next, maturation phase. In the maturation phase, here the cells reach to the maturity stage. Here completely they are differentiating. The cells are differentiated, and the wall is the primary wall. It is thickened, wall thickening. Completely the wall is thickened. Here sometimes here secondary cell walls are also formed. Next, protoplasm modification. So inside the cells, here the protoplasm is also here. The protoplasm content is also increasing, and it is undergoing modifications. Protoplasm modifications. So these are the here three steps of here growth. Meristematic phase. In the meristematic phase, the cells are dividing continuously, and elongation phase, cell is enlarging in the size, elongating, and maturation phase. So at the end of maturation phase, the cells are differentiated. Here completely they are differentiated and participating in one function. They never undergo the here changes. Here in the maturation phase, here the wall is thickened and the protoplasm is also undergoing the modifications. So it is about the phase of growth.